Hi there, and welcome to another exciting edition of Make Sci-Fi TV. I haven't done one of these in a while. I've been putting up some other stuff and having a lot of fun with that, so that's cool. But today, I'm going to read to you a little bit from SPLICE, which I promised was being done in a professional studio by professional people, and we were all being professional about it. And that is true. It's just not done yet. At one point, the engineer ran into a case of COVID, so he had to shut down for a couple of weeks. I got sick with something. I have no idea what the hell it was, but knocked me on my butt for a couple of days. And then I discovered that I'd torn my meniscus, and basically I can sit, I can walk from the bedroom to the living room here, and that's about the extent of my physical activity. So I'm getting that work. I'm getting a surgery done in a couple of weeks, and life will be good. But until then, can't go to the studio, can't stand for 8 hours and record because I can't stand for 8 hours. I can't stand for 2 hours, 1 hour. So I'm not going to do that. Anyway, but all that aside, SPLICE has been doing very, very well. People seem to like it. We've been getting some very solid reviews on it. We've been hearing from people who go, "Ooh, we like it a lot," and that's really what we want. That's what we want. So I'm going to read to you today a little bit from Chapter 1. This is not a professional recording or anything else. It's me sitting in my living room reading from a book. This is what it looks like. It's a nice book. Beautiful book, actually. It is what it is. It's very utilitarian. It's very sparse because this book is sparse. I mean, there are, I think, 6 characters that don't actually have names. You get to know them really well. People actually can define who they were thinking of and what they were talking about. But there's no names to them because I'm a jerk. And it was fun to do. So anyway, Azoth Chem Publishing proudly presents SPLICE, and I'm going to read to you a bit from Chapter 1. Here we go. Hippity hoppity until you droppity. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, so you bitches better pay your dues. We're gonna party like we got pockets full of dimes. Girl gonna need that D, love that D, lick that D, girl. Niggas gotta do what a nigga's gotta do so a nigga don't get got. Beats so fly, they don't drop, they soar like eagles over the top. The music sucked. The rapper sucked, the rain sucked, his dad sucked, his mom sucked, but at least she got paid for it. Life sucked. Life didn't just suck. It sucked fetid donkey balls. He had no idea what that meant, but he'd heard it at school and thought it funny. He rarely laughed, so funny things stuck with him. Still, nothing sucked more, fetid donkey balls or not, than where he was right now. And that was sitting in the putrid back seat, complete with the broken springs, in a car that had given up its brand association years ago and was now just a mobile lump held together by Bondo, duct tape, and prayers. The surrounding smells were in a violent league of their own. Cum, piss, puke, all rolled together with the memorialized sweat of 1,000 horny men. The stains, a vivid panoply of pornographic indulgences, colored the seats and tinged his memories in sepia tones of despair. More than once his father had made him watch his mother work so he could go drink. He never quite knew what he would do, or been able to do if John got violent, but fortunately, guys like getting their dick sucked and they tended to be happy. The car, such as it was, had one working wiper and a headlight that mostly, kind of, sort of, aimed at the road and seemed to be enough. I'll try again. The car, such as it was, had one working wiper, a headlight that mostly, kind of, sort of, aimed at the road, and that seemed to be enough to allow it to be guided down like a dark highway, like a fucking monsoon, in a fucking monsoon, like a scum-sucking missile. The 60-cent 8-track from Hoover's Groceries kept banging out all the amazing hip-hop classics no one could name and fewer had heard. But the cover had a chick's naked ass on it and a pot leaf on it, so you knew. That's how you knew it was cool. Or so his dad claimed. He knew, since kids talked and he was kid, that the cover model was actually Mrs. Pruitt, Jimmy's mom. You couldn't really see her face in the pic, but everyone knew the rose tattoo she had on her neck, and you could see that. All the kids thought that made Jimmy cool. None of their moms had ever been on the cover of a hip-hop 8-track. Or anything else hip-hop related. And bonus for the kids, Mrs. Pruitt liked to make extra cookies for Jimmy to share at the school, and her cookies were the bomb. In keeping with the with it spirit emanating from the front seat, Dad was wearing his best imitation brown leather Superfly ensemble. It was the one outfit he was most proud of, and the only one that had actually anything resembling matching parts. He always said Superfly was the hero America needed but never got. Sometimes he'd tell people he was old blood priest, just because he thought that meant something these days. His watch, a thing of magnificent golden gaucherie, somehow managed to glisten in the continuing gloom. Mom, in keeping with her royal status as the kingdom's classiest kisser of the cocks, moneyed cocks, was sporting a tiara she'd found at a garage sale. She'd also found a faux fur that may, or may not, at one time resemble something akin to a rabbit. Her fingerless gloves, slightly worse for wear, had been inspired by an outfit Suzanne Moonsey had once worn in an Apollonia 6 music video she'd seen on a bootleg DVD at the High Roller Bar and Grill. She'd had a good week then. Even paid off Dad's bar tab and had some cash left over, so he hadn't bitched when she bought it. Not much, anyway. At least he hadn't hit her. Not for that. He, however, was far less opulent than his parents, sporting a ragged white t-shirt, dirty jeans, sneakers held together by a loop of fraying string, and a backpack that may have one time been blue. At least there were some patches of something resembling blues emanating through the layers of gray and filth. His face had 2 distinct bruises, and his arms told of many more. Even so, he hadn't been hit since they crossed the Iowa state line in a long ways back. Still, for all that, this wasn't too bad. His dad couldn't hear him whimpering over the rap music. His mother kept up a non-stop soliloquy of the joys that awaited them when they reached their Mecca. Fuck yeah! This is the greatest thing in the history of greatest things ever. We're going to make moon money. So much fucking moon money that we're going to own the motherfucking moon. And she made it clear, there ain't no motherfuckers can take away the moon when you own it. The sounds were droning, numbing, and oddly, almost pleasant. Sadly, nothing lasts forever. Between the snapping clicks as the 8-track changed tracks, his father heard him sniffling and pulled the car over. He smacked his son one more time, this time hard in the face, leaving a small gash, and started rummaging through his coat. He pulled out a $50 bill, threw it at his kid, and motioned to the rear door near him. The boy, crying louder now, hesitantly opened it. His father raised his hand again, and the kid slipped out, clasping his backpack, and stood in the rain. His mother pulled down the window, leaning away to avoid the downpour and keep her hair and sparkly tiara dry, and let his father speak. Shut the hell up! We gave your ass $50 and we got plans that don't need you. They were big plans, too. He'd heard enough to know that truth. Big plans that now no longer needed him. He would forever be denied the moon and its money. That much was the truth now. He waited as the car raced into the distance, his bellowing sobs no longer an issue. There was a rusty sign on the road. Omaha, 5 miles. SPLICE. This is a dark book. I write dark, and this is dark by my standards. I love this book. It's a great book. It was a lot of fun to write, a lot of fun to put together. Did it for Watchdog Entertainment, and they're making it into a full-length film. Azoth Chem is publishing it. It's available now in Walmart, so you know it's cool. Much cooler than the 8-track tape. It's really legitimately cool. You can buy it at Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and they're adding some more places as I speak. So anyway, that's been another exciting edition of McSci-Fi TV. Head on over to BillMcSciFi.com for all the latest cool stuff, and I'll talk to you soon. Hope everyone's doing well.